special event alert.
I was late because the home inspector took 4 hours to assess my house, which is excuse number 248 for being late for changeover, your weekly space news and variety show. I'm your host, Marty Smith, and I'm joined by Mr. History, Eric Pratt.
We've switched positions. Lead chair tonight.
Lead chair? Oh, sorry, lead chair.
Lead chair.
Lead chair who abdicated. And our man in the closet, Jake Wall.
Hey, good to see you guys.
We're here to bring you the latest headlines.
There was much rejoicing.
Guardians into the other earthbound branches as well. So take your seats, get informed, and have a laugh because
late for changeover.
Nice.
Oh, gentlemen, we're a day later because of me. Sorry. Thank you for
Good
accommodating.
news for you.
Yeah,
Okay.
thank you for accommodating. So, who knew that inspector was going to take that long? And God knows what he's going to write up. I'm looking at a spider right here as I'm doing a podcast.
Oh, you wrote that.
He didn't write that up.
Infestation.
The house needs to be tinted before you sell it.
Level 3 infestation.
God damn it. It's
many
sitting right
levels
on
are
top of my
80?
new baseboards.
There you go.
Good to see you, fellas.
You too.
Thanks for another week.
Oh, yeah.
And since we are a day delayed, this will be posted on 9/11
Oh,
tomorrow.
Oh, crap.
Do you feel that that's kind of fading now? You know? I mean,
up
it's-
into it, I think.
yeah.
Other than Eric's wardrobe collection, yeah.
Look
Yeah.
at that. We live among giants. Look at that. He is a giant.
I just got the never forget part.
Oh.
I don't know who the Giants are. It wasn't visible
say the
until he
back
straightened
later.
up.
I know we've talked about it before, but since we don't do a real story on it, but since it's really here's another thing with this is Tuesday. No, this is Wednesday. Sorry.
Wednesday. We just
Wednesday,
said
and it'll be posted on Thursday. I know I'm all fucked up.
It's
But
cream
today,
of mushroom soup day at the deli. Come on, man. Get your days
Should've
right.
known.
Yeah.
It's not Taco Tuesday. It's anyway. But Charlie Kirk got shot today. Now that was odd that he got shot and killed. I don't want to say it odd. I don't want to take away from it, but we haven't really had. I mean, we've had a lot of people get shot over the last couple of years,
Sure.
but nobody of that prominence.
Well, with the exception of the 2 attempts on Trump.
Well, yeah. But shot and killed. So there,
Sure.
nobody has been shot. At least, I mean, you have some executives who have. You have some other people. But
Sure.
as far as an event, if you go back to our age, Reagan got shot. Maybe obviously a little bit before Jake, and it was 9/11. Really, there was the Gulf War, but then it was 9/11. Yeah. So I know I've asked you about it before, but go ahead and be repetitive. So that'll be our throwback for 9/11 Remembrance Day. Where were you when you heard the news? Eric.
I was conducting an operational readiness inspection, an ORI.
That's right. Yeah, that's
at
right.
Cheyenne Mountain. And the commander of our section, Colonel Baldwin, called us all back, returned to station, and he told us what happened. We saw it on television. He immediately asked the cops, "Do you have a mission?" And my commander at the time was Major Holiday, said, "Yeah, we're going to the unit." So we went and attached ourselves to the unit. And I worked, I don't know, I think it was 4 straight days, 12-hour shifts at Pete.
Did you have TV available at that time?
Yeah, we did.
Where you were?
No. Well, we immediately went on patrol. We were out in the streets. I was leading a small group on a certain sector of the base.
Yeah.
We were all deployed everywhere because nobody knew what was going to happen. It was all
right. Sure.
a lot of contingency planning. So crazy.
Jake, where were you again? I know you've said it before.
I was stationed at Eielson at that time,
Eielson.
and I was literally getting ready. It was morning. I was getting ready for work, and they were like, the girlfriend at the time was like, "Hey, turn on the TV." I'm like, "Oh crap, better get into work." And then I better get into work.
When you turned it on, what part of the day was it? What were you seeing on the TV?
The first plane had already hit, and
yeah,
I think it was right around when the second plane hit.
Okay,
and we were like, "Oh shit!"
I literally we were both at the same time. Yeah,
I didn't like hang out to see the whole thing collapse or anything. I was like, "Oh man, let's go to work."
Yeah. It was an amazing sight. They were both smoldering, and then to see one fall, and the big question was, will the second fall? And you're like, no way, that thing it's not going to fall. And
it was like, how did that fall? You know? I was in Vandenberg on doing ESPT back then. Yeah, and we were no. I was doing mission crew chief training. So we were training in the afternoon, so we had the mornings off. So I was listening. My sister, who I still talk to her every 9/11, she called me that morning. She's like, "Turn the TV on." I was like, "Deb, I just got up." She's like, "Turn the fucking TV on." And it was right after the first plane hit, and they kept replaying that. Yeah. And then I was on the phone with her, and I was like, "I'll let you go," because we still didn't have to report until I think noon or 1. I mean, for our class, because we were training in the afternoon. But then, when that second one hit, it was like, holy shit. And then when the one goes down, we're like, oh. And then the second one goes down. You're like, oh, my God, what is going on?
Yeah.
And I think by that time.
In your head, what's next? What's next?
Well, sure.
Yeah.
And by that time, I think they had finally arranged to have some kind of base-wide meeting in the auditorium or something like that to try to catch everybody up. Because, I mean, all you had was CNN, I guess. I don't think Fox was even around then, but we weren't watching it.
Oh, they were around, but
no, we weren't watching.
It was crazy.
They didn't start their Fox beauties till shortly after 9/11. Then it was worth watching. So
then Marty looked forward to skirt and boot season.
I was like, "Ooh, what are they saying? Doesn't matter. They can't turn the sound up anyway." They're like, "That's okay."
They got nothing on Mexican weather channels. They got nothing.
Nothing. Yeah, that's true. Net.
It's pretty amazing. I think every generation, even going back, has something very significant in history that occurred in their lifetime.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you ask my parents or, my wife's parents or something, and they've got a lot. It's like, where were you when Kennedy got shot?
Yeah. Vietnam War.
JFK.
Yeah, JFK or Martin Luther King. Well, that whole sequence.
The shooting at the university with the National Guard.
Or Kent State. Yeah.
State.
And they can tell you that. But ours, we don't have a lot of
That's looking really
those
familiar
families.
now, isn't it?
So
the
Kent State.
that unrest.
Yeah.
That level of unrest. Multiple assassinations.
True.
National Guard going out to stifle riots. Like
it is
and stifle
similar.
crime.
It's not the same incidents, but it
no.
I'm
not saying that.
But you're right. Yeah, you are right. And
like just
my wife is a year. Yeah, less than a year. Well,
the last 5 years. In the last 5 years, we've had COVID lockdown and that kind of crazy stuff. We had Portland. We had unrest. We had
Antifa
unrest in St. Louis. We had all
Minnesota was murdered. George Floyd, whatever.
Minnesota.
George Floyd.
Floyd.
Yep.
We've had the
current former president gets shot at. We had
the shooting of that healthcare CEO.
Oh yeah, the murder of the
building that got shot up in New York, whatever the one that the NFL was in, but he didn't make it up there, and he shot instead those other people.
Tons of school shootings.
Countless school shootings.
Yeah,
I would always.
Crime is very far down. Crime is very far down.
My wife tends to be a Chicken Little, right? And she's like, "Oh, this is end times." I was like, "Now wait a minute. We went through a country where half of the country was fighting each other, literally killing each other, right? And you go through the 60s, and there were riots with the hoses, man. That's when they had the hoses out.
And dogs biting the shit out of
Dogs and horses.
They need to bring that back to hoses.
Right. National Guard shot people at Kent State, right?
Yeah,
so that was pretty bad. And the Vietnam War was going on.
Yeah.
And so, that was pretty bad. And I was like, we're not even close to that. Maybe we are creeping up on it a little bit.
We're getting there.
Well, I think the thing that says that a little bit more is the international side of the house for us. Because now we get the news from the Ukraine and the Russians and the North Koreans and all those things that they say, even though it might be rhetoric, it still goes, oh, he's thinking about lobbing a tactical nuke, or he's thinking about, invading Donbass and freaking just controlling this piece and not going any further or something like that. You hear about it more and you start to include that in your end of times. Ooh.
Since you bring that up, God, remember when that war, the Ukraine-Russian war first started, and we would kind of get into it as like, I don't believe those reports. I don't think they're telling the truth, that kind of stuff. That's like, well, what are we talking? Like a couple of years later now.
3
years later. Fuck. They're just launching drones at each other.
Hey, what's that tell you about the Russian military, though?
Well, I know. Right. Yeah.
If you're getting your ass handed to you by Ukraine, and maybe they're not, but they're certainly losing a whole lot of their military.
They are. By a country that doesn't have enough men in it to make a military, really. So, I don't know. Well, in the midst of the world burning down, you can always turn to Late for Changeover for some happy time.
Yeah.
Look at that. See, I turned that around.
Yeah.
Little laughter, little humor.
Let's get to the news. We got a space story today, right? This story is hold on. This story is from Health Day News, and it was posted on PhelpsCountyFocus.com. So remember when we always do these space stories, and especially the one with what were the two that were caught up there? I can't even remember their name anymore.
Oh, Butch and
Sonny.
Mm-hmm.
And all those stories always end up, and they're like, well, they now have 465 days in space, so they got 517 days. Whatever it is. Well, turns out that might be a bad thing. So, according to Health Day News, space travel accelerates cellular aging, researchers say. So here is an actual result of one of the experiments they're doing on the ISS, and it's fascinating. Space travel takes a significant toll on the human body, and a new study reveals that it can speed up the aging of crucial blood and immune cells. Researchers from the University of California, San Diego found that blood-forming stem cells showed signs of rapid aging after spending just over a month in space. Ooh. The study used automated artificial intelligence-driven imaging on 4 SpaceX supply missions to the ISS to track astronauts' stem cell changes in real time. For the study, scientists developed a novel. We'll skip that. The cells were then exposed to space flight for more than a month, so they grew them. They flew them up there, and then they put them in space for a month. Over that time, researchers found the fitness and function of the cells got worse, similar to an aging cell in the cosmic world. After being in space for 32 to 45 days, the blood stem cells showed several hallmarks of aging. They became overactive. I don't know how that's aging, but they became overactive, burning through their reserves and losing their ability to rest and regenerate. The cell's ability to produce healthy new cells declined. They also showed increased signs of DNA damage and shorter telomeres. I knew I should have looked that word up.
Okay,
telomeres, the protective caps at the ends of chromosomes. Further, the study found signs of inflammation and stress within cells' mitochondria, their energy-producing parts. They also began activating dormant parts of their genetic code, which can harm immune function and increase the risk of disease. That's only after a month. Right?
I don't. It's funny how they talk to it like it's a person. This cell's a person.
Well, the stem cells, but
Yeah.
we're made up of the cells, Eric. I'm not sure if they taught that in cop class, but that's how it works. All
No,
right?
they didn't teach that in cop class.
Lame.
However,
They concentrated on other cells.
That's right.
Get your ass in there. Can we break out the hose now?
yeah,
not yet.
finally, I saw it on Rambo. I want to do that to him.
Just do delousing first.
They did teach that.
Notably, when the space exposed cells were brought back to Earth and placed in a healthy environment, some of the damage began to reverse.
Ah,
Oh, there you go.
No, they
back
said
to Earth.
some, but there's still damage. This suggests that it may be possible to develop interventions to protect or even rejuvenate these cells, a key focus of future research. So it was nice to hear the results of a ISS space experiment.
test. Yeah,
Right.
right.
So just seeds. We're doing
Yeah, it's
seeds.
good to see it actually had some good experiments going on with good result.
I mean, with all the shit they got to take up there, and they have to take these. God, how do they packed in? You know, here's your stem cells, and I know it's not like a glass of water you're walking into the capsule with. You know, it's protected and stuff, but that's pretty fascinating that they got.
They're
that
just
shit.
taking them from each other. They're already in a container. Like,
Yeah.
got him.
They. So
Why
They
is the
go
Velcro all
there
worn out?
with these
Clipping
stem
stem
cells,
cells. Stem cells.
they're playing Johnny fuck around, elbows it off, smashes it all into shit. And they're like, Boris, get the old guy Boris. And they take his stem cells out. They get him back down. And like, these stem cells we sent up a 20-year-old. These are like from 60s. This guy's 60 years old. What? They're aging. And these guys are like, oh, quiet, American.
60-year-old alcoholic.
I think we're
Wait,
going to
aren't
need
you a
further
Mormon?
research on this little experiment. I'm telling you.
Oh, there's our next skit. That would be fucking hilarious.
Very good.
Boy, these stem cells went from 30 years old to 65. And God, that would be funny.
Sonny's like, those look familiar. How'd they get those?
Oh my god. I do want to touch it, but I will defer. All right, let's get some fireworks here. Did you see?
Plus, the cop's almost 65, so get off of it, all right?
Yeah, there you go.
This next story is from stripes.com. Did you see the video of the drug boat getting shot?
No, but
Yeah.
I saw
did
it
you
on
see it,
the
Eric?
news.
Did you see
I
it,
didn't
Nick?
bring it up. I saw it in the.
I saw that on the news and I saw
Oh
the
my
video.
god. U.S. forces stage lethal airstrike on alleged drug boat in southern Caribbean. U.S. forces patrolling the southern Caribbean fired on a Venezuelan boat that U.S. officials say was linked to drug trafficking.
Ooh.
And if it wasn't, it was just doing, 38 knots just for the fun of it. Right?
Yeah.
We just over. Oh, so this is Trump said just over the last few minutes, literally shot out a boat, a drug carrying boat. A lot of drugs in that boat. I love when he continues on his sentence. And
A lot of
he
drugs.
shot a boat, drug boat. Lot of drugs on that boat.
There's an asterisk on his teleprompter. It's like, we shot a boat. Asterisk. Expand.
Right.
Oh.
Well,
A lot
it's
of
like
drugs on the
A lot
boat.
of drugs.
it's like a pyramid, right? We shot a boat.
Yeah.
We shot a drug boat. A lot of drugs on that drug boat. We shot a drug boat that had a lot of drugs on it.
Yeah. He
He's
does
like
a,
a choose
that's a
your own
person.
adventure, and he just starts reading down.
Not a good person. In fact, it's a bad person. Not a good, bad person.
Like,
Really.
like Ron Burgundy. Like,
Bad
we'll put a
person.
question
That's
mark on there.
bad
You
drugs.
know he'll
Bad
read it.
drugs. Like the worst drugs.
Bad person.
So Trump told that to reporters at the White House before hinting that further strikes may be coming. And there's more where that came from, he said. That was almost a Kennedy, I know.
That's not a hint. That's not,
I know. It's like, well, no, we're going to do it. I promise. We're going to do it. Secretary of
all
State.
that money I saved from GS employees?
I
I
don't
buy
know what to
dozens
do with
more
it.
missiles. I'm good. I got so much missile money now.
We got to get rid of the old inventory. Got to do something, right?
We're
Secretary of State
stimulating the
Marco.
economy. Making the missiles. They're great.
They're deadly. They're
The
such
deadliest,
great
greatest
missiles.
missiles.
They're such great missiles.
Great missiles.
Best
Big
missiles in the world.
Great missiles. Best world in the world.
Secretary of State Marco Rubio referred to the attack as lethal in a tweet on the attack, and several people are seen in the 3-engine speedboat. 3-engine.
Ooh.
They're just normal Joe Riders in a 3-engine
night.
speedboat style vessel at night. No lights. Just prior to the strike, which appears to disable and set the boat on fire. So
It's
Jake
just
said,
a boy and his girlfriend.
Jake
going
said
for
you
a
saw
joyride.
it. Here it is from Twitter.
Yeah,
There's no
it's,
sound on it.
no.
So is that like a cigar boat?
Luxury speedboat.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ooh, it's
rough
moving,
waters.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some rough waters, and they're still moving pretty good.
It's about to get rougher, baby.
God,
Yeah, it's moving.
Oh,
God.
hello.
Jeez.
That's a little blood stain.
Well, that's a secondary.
I mean, just to get to the let's see that just to get to that part, you talk about hand of God, right?
Oh man.
Like,
yeah.
hey, you still dating that girl named Maria?
You could see it come. Did you see it? Back it
Yeah.
up, Marty. Back it up, Marty. Back it up.
What are
Right
we
there.
looking for?
You look at that spiral right by the front passengers of the boat. You can
Yeah.
watch the missile go. Shoo. If you back it up like
No.
a half a second, yeah.
Oh, okay. Let's try it.
Ooh.
again. All right. So look at the bow.
Okay,
of the
watch
boat.
that front. Look at there's that dot that's
I saw it.
moving
I saw
secondary.
it.
Whether it's the lays
Oh
or
man.
see it? It's there. It's guiding it in.
Oh yeah. Oh, the designator. Yeah, had to be right. Whoo, man.
Nobody left in that boat.
We got some capabilities, boys. I'm telling you.
Yep.
You know, I don't know who thinks that they'll never see us. We'll turn the lights off.
We'll put the roof on.
That's a good idea.
Put the roof on.
You know, when I was in Louisiana, there was a place called like Zwally, or I think it was Zwally, and a lot of the guys would drive up there because we're college girls up there, but they would just be flying on these back roads in Louisiana at night, and they literally said, "If you turn the lights off, cops don't know you're coming."
Ooh.
Maybe that's what these guys are thinking. They're like, "Hey,
Not sure.
we'll just run with no lights."
Didn't have a clue.
You think that was like Swear? Was that IR? It looked like.
I
Gotta
think
be.
it's
Yeah, it's got to be, right? Or I don't know.
Someone
Or is it
lasered.
thermal? You don't think it
They
was
were being
thermal?
lasered.
That's what infrared. Yeah, thermal.
Yeah.
Lased.
I was doing
That
shortwave.
throws back to the days of predator porn, if anybody remembers that, right? Could gather around the computer watching the missiles hit. So.
Predators drop. Yeah.
The U.S. has recently surged. Now we've heard, right, that they've sent U.S. Navy down there, but listen to all this stuff they've sent down there. The U.S. has recently surged significant naval assets towards Venezuela. The guided missile cruiser USS Lake Erie is en route to the southern Caribbean near Venezuela. Navy official confirmed the task and purpose. The USS Lake Erie, a Ticonderoga-class guided missile carrier, was spotted passing through the Panama Canal, heading to the Caribbean. It is set to join 3 Aegis-class guided missile destroyers and 2 Iwo Jima amphibious ready group ships already in the waters near Venezuela.
Ooh, it's a big battleship, man.
Those ships and the Marine Expeditionary Unit on board the amphibious ready group were deployed as part of an anti-drug trafficking operation. P-8 surveillance planes are also operating in the Caribbean. In all, the U.S. has sent ships with thousands of sailors and Marines to waters near Venezuela in recent weeks.
Since when did we become drug interdictors, man?
Well,
Oh, we've been doing that for decades.
as part of
Those
bigger
guys out of
picture.
Tampa and
Yeah, but
out
you
of-
didn't
and
see
what's
it.
that island down there?
You didn't see it as big as this now.
No,
Now
but
we're
some
like,
of the best.
here we are.
Well,
Have
and
you ever
this
seen
is
those Coast
public.
Guard pilots, Coast Guard shooters?
Yeah.
Oh,
Those guys are all drug interdiction guys and just drinking full speed.
I mean, how
bank
do you your range is on the fantail, right? You're just like
Sure.
trying to take that shot. I mean, where was it? Was it the whole incident with the freighter, where the SEALs on the back of the ship shot
Captain Phillips?
Yeah, is it that
Yeah.
whole incident where they
Yeah.
shot the
They
terrorists?
were pirates. Yeah, they were
Yep.
pirates.
Yeah, you
God,
think
what
about the
a-
logistics of that.
That's what I mean.
mean,
they're
That
bombing.
ship, the
you
U.S.
taking it-
ship, is like fairly
and they're
stable because it's
both
big,
doing this,
but
right?
it's both doing this,
Yeah,
and you
So-
got to kill everyone at once,
hell
or
of a
else
shot.
they might
Right.
kill the guy you
Right.
want.
Right.
That's
So
quality,
that's I mean
Freaking
that should be
crazy.
talked about more.
Execution.
Absolutely should be talked about more. So
Yeah, the execution of that.
no, amazing. So much better than all the other movies where the SEALs get in trouble and then they make a movie out of it. So
Right.
as my
Costa
brother
Rica.
would say. Okay, let's move on. I found this and I thought it was a really cool piece of history. Not to take away from Mr. History, but
He's taking
this
away
was
from it.
one I
Throwing
had
shade.
Marty
heard
can
of.
do anything on any day, Eric. He's
Throwing
not
shade at me.
beholden to the day.
Except sell my house.
Valid.
This is from stripes.com. The Harlem Hellfighters, who faced the enemy head on, received the Congressional Gold Medal. The unit did.
Very cool.
The Harlem Hellfighters, an African American regiment that fought longer on the front lines of World War I than any other Army unit its size, were honored last Wednesday with the Congressional Gold Medal more than a century after the conflict ended. House Speaker Mike Johnson, accompanied by Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth and other members of Congress, led the
No,
presentation.
Department of War. I'm sorry, Department of War.
Thank you. Led the presentation of Congress's highest civilian honor for distinguished contributions to the relatives and loved ones of the unit. Nicknamed the Hellfighters for their tenaciousness on the battlefield, the 369th Infantry Regiment fought for 191 days in continuous combat in France without losing ground or a single soldier captured.
Oof, man.
191 days they never came off the line.
Are any of them still alive to see this, or is it all just?
No, they have
family?
descendants. They have descendants
Yeah.
who were there. So, and some of the granddaughters were like, I didn't know he was in this unit, and I didn't know what this unit did. So
Wow.
that's why I thought I'd bring it up. And
That's
plus,
pretty
it's
amazing.
just a great name, man. The Harlem Hellfighters.
Yeah.
How fucking cool is that? So that's just,
That's an awesome legacy, man.
yeah, that's tough.
That is amazing. Yeah.
Furthermore, on the Harlem Hellfighters, the regiment had about 4,500 Black American soldiers who fought under French command during World War I and experienced about 1,500 casualties. The Harlem Hellfighters originally were a National Guard unit based in Harlem, New York. The soldiers filled their mission with purpose despite experiencing racism and prejudice at home. The regiment, here is the prejudice part. Okay, we'll let you in the Army, but the regiment was among the first to be shipped off to Europe to fight in World War I. But the Harlem Hellfighters faced discrimination from the Army that was not desegregated, and the Army wasn't desegregated until 1948.
Yeah.
So the Army
yeah.
assigned the African American unit to the French Army because of segregation within its own ranks. They were issued French weapons and helmets. So they had to fight under the French. Americans
amazing,
fighting under the
man.
French because our own Americans wouldn't let them fight with us.
We were stupid.
Yeah.
There's a handful of pilot stories about that too.
Yeah.
U.S. black pilots that were over there
Right.
fighting
Find the other one.
in the French military, basically.
Oh, really? I would have thought
Yeah.
it was like Flying Tigers or something like that. So, but yeah, that
No,
makes
they
sense.
would-
There have been two other Congressional Gold Medals awarded to African American military groups. One, the Tuskegee Airmen in 2007, and the Montfort Point Marines in 2011. We should look that one up. I'll look that
That
one up.
sounds cool.
Montfort Point Marines. So, but both of those units were from World War II. It's the first ever black unit from World War I. And who knew we even had a black unit in World War I? So good on you, Harlem Hellfighters. That's pretty cool.
You know, there's a number of black regiments from World War I that did some historic shit, and because of their color, it was just swept under the rug. It's
really,
terrible time for us.
Oh.
We just didn't treat those people right.
Well, we didn't treat anybody right. We put the American Japanese in internment camps. We and the Germans as well, and we kept our own military segregated. It's like, what the fuck?
Crazy.
How the hell do we win this damn thing?
Exactly.
All right, Eric, take us home with this much anticipated day in military history.
It's kind of cool. I think Jake will get a kick out of this one too. So before I start this, I want to ask you guys a question. See what you know. How many times?
I don't know any.
What do you know? What do you know?
Come on now. How many times was the American homeland actually attacked and with successful attacks by the enemies that we were fighting in World War II?
Oh, the Japanese used to bomb the Pacific Northwest with those silk bombs. It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
That's an attack on the homeland.
All right,
clearly, Eric
didn't anticipate that.
Okay. Oregon gets bombed.
Well, you just sort of took my thunder, Jake. You weren't supposed to know it. Yeah, so most Americans know that the main theaters of conflict during World War II were in Europe and the Pacific. Far fewer Americans know the acts of war were waged on U.S. soil beyond Pearl Harbor. The Japanese made a handful of isolated attacks on the coast of California and Oregon, while the Germans deployed spies and saboteurs to more broadly undermine the American war effort. Ultimately, none had a material impact on the outcome of the war. So I wanted to talk specifically about the bombing of Fort Stevens.
Oh.
Sound familiar, Jake? No?
Nope.
So the only attack on a mainland American military site during World War II occurred in June of 1942 on the Oregon coastline. After trailing American fishing vessels to bypass minefields, the Japanese submarine I-25 made its way to the mouth of the Columbia River.
Whoa.
It surfaced near Fort Stevens, an antiquated Army base that dated back to the Civil War. Just before midnight, I-25 used its 140 millimeter deck gun to fire 17 shells on the fort. Pretty wild. Huh. Believing that the muzzle flashes of the fort's guns would only serve to reveal their position, the commander of Fort Stevens ordered his men not to return fire. The plan worked, and the bombardment was almost totally unsuccessful. A nearby baseball field bore the brunt of the damage.
Oh, shit.
So to bring it home, I-25 leaves the area.
Yeah.
It would later return to make history again when it executed its first ever bombing of the continental United States by an enemy aircraft.
Bombing?
A bombing. In what became known as the Lookout Air Raids, I-25 returned to the Oregon coast in September of 1942, actually September 9th, and launched a Yokosuka E-14 float plane. After flying to a wooded area near Brookings, Oregon, the float plane dropped a pair of incendiary bombs in the hope of starting a forest fire.
Smart. All right.
Thanks to light winds and quick response from fire patrols, the bombing failed to have its desired effect, as did a second bombing over Brookings later that month. The pilot of the Japanese float plane, Nobu Fujita, would later make several goodwill visits to Brookings during the 1960s and was even proclaimed an honorary citizen of the town upon his death in 1997.
Yeah, we don't care. Come on in, buddy. You didn't do good.
Oh,
you didn't really mess us up.
Why did they shoot his ass down, man?
It's crazy that a float plane.
So that's 5 o'clock Charlie, man, from MASH.
Yeah. How does a submarine launch a float plane? How does a submarine launch a float plane?
Well, I know some of the models I've seen them tied on deck in the back, right?
I guess.
You know, but I didn't know that they were like submerging with those things. I guess I didn't realize that. So
yeah.
Got big props for the big balls on this one submarine crew, you know.
Right?
Yeah,
I-25 was something else.
Whoa. They're like, come on, Cap, we can do better than that. No, Kazuka.
When I was researching this, I also found out the Germans deployed a saboteur group in late 39 to the U.S.
Yeah.
And there was about 30 of them and 3 women. And they were able to acquire jobs in military structure, other important places. They were gathering and collecting intel on us.
Really?
Until I think, my story said they were caught, and all were sentenced to 300 years. Let's see. Despite its early successes, the decaying spy ring was toppled in 1941 when a new recruit named William Siebold became a double agent for the United States. In addition to funneling dummy radio message to Nazi, the FBI provided Siebold with an office in New York outfitted with hidden recording devices and a two-way mirror. Once Siebold had gathered enough evidence, the FBI arrested Duquesne and 32 of his operatives in the biggest espionage bust in American history, just after days of the bombing of Pearl Harbor.
Right.
All members of the group were convicted and sentenced to a total of over 300 years. So you always wondered if those kind of activities were occurring, and they were. You just never heard much about them.
Yeah, well, they weren't very successful. That's for damn sure.
No,
So.
I mean, they were able to provide a lot of history and intelligence, but none of it amounted to anything.
Where was so? What was the date of your history there? And that was the bombing of
Brookings, Oregon, September 9th.
Wow, the bombing of Brookings, Oregon.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
They called it. What was the name of it? I told you, it's the bombing of Fort Stevens and the Lookout air raids.
The Lookout air raids.
Yeah.
Fort Stevens was way up north, though. That's the Columbia River. That's Oregon, Washington. Brookings, Oregon, California border.
Okay,
yeah.
So they
it's two different incidents. Like
they were a state apart. Yeah. So
Well, the I-25 surfaced at up at Columbia River in June of 42.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So they come back in September 9th of 42 and do the Brookings bombing.
Which it does kind of make you wonder. At that time, is like we got every swinging ship we got fighting the Japanese. So anybody protecting us on the coast? Anybody?
Yeah, I'm sure there was patrols on the West Coast.
Had they mounted?
Well, they didn't catch I-25 now, did they?
No, I thought Eric, I thought you were talking about. There's a handful of incidents where the Japanese would play the air currents, like
the balloons.
Actually, launch balloons from Japan, and during the race season, the air currents will take hot air balloons all the way over to Oregon.
Right.
And there's a handful of incidents where, like, multiple people had died.
Wow.
Because over a series of time, it would be dropping sandbags, dropping this, and then after they estimated it was like, it'll get here at this time, so we can just drop a bomb anywhere. So
one of the most unusual military actions of World War II came in the form of Japanese balloon bombs, or fugos, directed at the mainland United States. Starting in 1944, the Japanese military constructed and launched over 9,000 high-altitude balloons, 9,000, each loaded with nearly 50 pounds of anti-personnel incendiary explosives.
Damn.
Amazingly, these unmanned balloons originated from over 5,000 miles away in the Japanese home islands. After being launched, the specially designed hydrogen balloons would ascend to an altitude of 30,000 feet and ride the jet stream across the Pacific Ocean to the mainland. Their bombs were triggered to drop after the 3-day journey was complete, hopefully over a city or wooded region that would catch fire.
Yep.
Nearly 350 of the bombs actually made it across the Pacific, and several were intercepted or shot down by the U.S. military. From 1944 to 45, balloon bombs were spotted in more than 15 states, some as far east as Michigan and Iowa.
Damn.
The only fatalities came from a single incident in Oregon, where a pregnant woman and 5 children were killed in an explosion after coming across one of the downed balloons. Their deaths are considered the only combat casualties to occur on U.S. soil during World War II.
No VA compensation for them, I suppose.
Nah, probably not.
Hey, I got a question for you. Remember the Chinese balloon? Right?
Yeah.
Where did that get inflated at? They've never told us.
What do you mean?
Well, where
it
to start from?
originated from?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if you could back in 45, if you could float a silk balloon over
That's what I mean.
to Michigan, you could like
Did they
easily float
They
one
didn't
from
float
China.
that all the way. We've never heard, right? They've never come back and go,
No,
oh
I've
yeah,
never
they
heard
blew
anything
this
about
up on a boat right off the
Yeah.
coast.
You'd certainly have to understand, like the Japanese did, the winds to get it here, right? The trade.
Oh,
wind.
yeah.
But I think it went the other
Yeah.
way, right? Didn't it go east to west?
I don't
No,
know.
I don't know. Yeah.
Crazy.
Well, I thought it
Either
went
way,
west
it
to
seems
east.
we're powerless to stop balloons in this country.
Balloons will get you
over
every
the
time.
20th century or the 21st century. So
Yeah, don't be pregnant and picnicking.
No.
Your
all
children.
you terrorists don't listen to this. So
Get
Get
you
me
there.
smacked.
Oh, I
Yeah,
love
they'll
that.
figure out balloons one of these days.
I like balloons. Oh,
What are they all?
they don't know what to
French
do with
Canadians? Oh, eh?
stick a balloon up there.
Oh.
Goat's ass. It's always got to be up a goat's ass, man.
Yeah,
I don't
nice.
understand
The
that.
demise of the West by balloons.
You're always telling
Yeah.
me to fuck a goat. I don't get that.
Dude,
Good
good
one,
call on
Eric.
the Oregon history, Eric.
Yeah, that was a good pull, man. That was
That was the
Uh,
one history I knew.
That's right. You blew
Oh,
me out of the water, man.
It's
I had
true.
no concept that you'd actually know that. I was like,
Lately,
oh,
your look was like,
he deflated me, man.
oh, good word for the story there, Eric.
Yeah,
And
deflated.
on that note,
Popped your
we
balloon.
will pop this balloon of an episode. So, whoa.
Our sponsor, Blue Chew, will help reinflate that balloon. For Blue Chew and all your Mr. History desires, please go to
Right on.
The land of giants. Otherwise, his OnlyFans page.
Mr.
Never
History's
forget
OnlyFans
my
page.
giant.
On behalf of all of us here, I'd like to thank you for listening today. Please like, share, and subscribe, and let us know how we did in the comments. And make sure next week that you are not
Late for changeover.
Man, as always, it's always great to see you. Thanks for the week. And to everyone listening and watching, thanks for watching and listening. We'll see you next week.
Congrats, Marty, on the house.
Right
And
on, Marty.
Eric, I don't know
We're
about
gonna get through
congrats,
the
but that
inspection.
hairline's looking thick.
Pretty soon you won't even be able to see any skull.
That brings up our secondary sponsor, Hims, for all your hair loss needs and small boners. Please contact Hims at
Oh my God, that was good.